Okay, we should name our, segment as the persistence of Dr. T, because this is the fourth time I am here live, but I think this is going to be working. Segment as the persistence of Dr. Okay, so I'm very sorry for the technical difficulties. Anyways, so today we are going to be giving a very important discussion to you guys. It's about autism lifestyle, how chemical exposure affects your child's brain development, what you can do to be able to start your own journey towards healing and brain development. Okay, so if the topic sounds really interesting to you, stick until the very end, because I am going to be giving you some really great, tips that I only teach my students. Okay, so let's hop on, take a cup of coffee or tea or something, because I have here my detox water. So I'm very big on detox, okay? Very big on detox. If you have been following me for a while, you know that I have been, on this journey. This is going in sound. I have been on this journey of healing. Like, it has been, I would say, 3 years now. For 3 years, I have been on this on this journey of helping myself as a neurodiverse and also my son on the spectrum. So I'm not sure if you guys are live and be able to see things, because I see just only one person or two. Anyways, here's the most important thing is I am doing this on record and you can watch it in replay. Okay, so 1 in every 6 children, okay, 1 in every 6 children in the world has some form of neuropsychological disorder or disease. Okay, so neuropsychological disorder is a way of us telling the world that there is a neurological disorder going on, and that affects the psychology of the child, of the person. So psychology is how a person thinks, how a person behaves, how a child, if it's child psychology, we're talking about the child. If it's adult psychology, we're talking about the adult. But psychology in a nutshell is how the child or the person behaves, okay? So neuropsychological disorder means autism is one of the neuropsychological disorder, ADD is another neuropsychological disorder, ADHD, and all of those things. So 1 in every 6 children in the world has neuropsychological disorder. Can you imagine that? 1 in 6 kids. So 1 in every 6 kids have that. And autism has been on the rise. Now 1 in 136 child has autism. It's quite a big amount of mind-boggling. So why is it happening? Why autism is on the rise? One of the reason, apart from genetics and so many other things that we talk about, one of the most important reason is chemical exposure. So yesterday I did a live, I did a reel on this, and many parents reached out to me saying that, I should do a little deep dive onto what's going on and how our, parents can really help our kids and whatnot. So here's why we are. So here's the thing. Today's episode, we're going to be talking in 3 different phases. So the first phase is what's chemical exposure, what type of things are happening here and there and whatnot. The second phase, we're going to be talking about how we can reduce the exposure. And in the third segment, we're going to be talking about how we can equip the body, how you can make your child's body more capable of detoxification, okay? So that all of these chemicals are not harming the child as much as it could, okay? So every year, 80,000 man-made chemicals are released into the world. Can you imagine? 80,000, 80,000 chemicals are thrown over the world every single year, and it's compounding. It means the amount is going up every single day. And only of these 80,000 man-made chemicals released in the world, only less than 5,000 gets tested. Only less than 5,000 gets tested. So if something comes with a label as, as toxin free and whatnot, we are not really sure if it is toxic free or not, because the chemical that being used in the product might not have been tested in the first place. Okay, you understand how mind-boggling that is? So apart from that, we can think, like natural, all naturals are always good, or man-made chemicals are always bad. That's not the case. Not all man-made chemicals are bad, and not all natural chemicals are good, because there are toxins, there are heavy metals in the world, in our soil, in the air, which is natural, but at the same time they are toxic in nature. Okay, so for example, lead, mercury, cadmium. So all of these naturally present chemicals, naturally present elements, heavy metals, they are toxic in nature. Okay, so not all man-made chemicals are bad. Most of them are bad, but not everyone is bad, and not all natural things are also safe. Okay, so what can we do? We are supposed to be really scared, like if like 80,000 things are going on, what the heck am I going to do, right? That is very normal to have this, huge stress and whatnot. But I personally don't like fear mongering. I don't scare the F out of people. I don't like scaring people. What I like is a little bit or enough knowledge for you to know something is right, something is wrong, and what you can do to make the best decision for you and your child. Okay? All right. So the truth is that we are surrounded with environment and chemicals that are also carcinogenic in nature. So what can we do? What can we do to be able to overcome all of this, toxins and whatnot? So some most important points to remember is, number one, if it's possible, please write them down in your, in your journals and whatnot, because coming in live and just listening to the things and not taking action is not going to help you. Okay? Every single day, I get a lot of DMs and messages from parents saying that, please help my child. I don't have, the financial needs to do the programs and whatnot. You don't have to do the programs all the time. The free informations that I'm giving, start using them. Start implementing them, okay? You will get a lot of benefits just by following what we are sharing in the live, okay? So, the first thing, please write it down. The first thing that you need to do is, how can I, ask yourself this question, how can I lead a toxin-free or low-toxin environment? Because here's the thing. It's not possible to be toxin-free. You will scare yourself to death. You will be so what's the exact word for that? There are some things that happen and people become very much like OCD kind of thing. So you don't need to be that sort of scared about toxins all the day if your child and your body knows how to defend, how to clean the toxin. Okay? Two most important things. You need to reduce the exposure of the toxins, and then you need to improve the body's potential to reduce the toxins. Okay? So natural isn't always good for you, and not all man-made chemicals are inherently bad. We need man-made chemicals because we live in a world, in a life, in a modern society where, life is, I would say, 10 times more hectic, 10 times more full of busyness, full of things to do, jobs to accomplish, and all of those things. So we need chemicals to make our life easy. So you and me, what we can do is we can learn how we can overcome all of those things. We can learn to read labels, to find out what products to buy, what not to buy, and how to make things on our own as well. Okay? So the good news is, human body, mashallah, subhanallah, Allah made us, our God made us as ashraful makhlukat, the best creation on earth. which means our body, your child's body, has the inbuilt systems to be able to let go of these chemicals and toxins. And now you might ask, then why isn't my son's body being able to, negate that? The reason is this: your child's detox systems are not working properly, they are not strong enough, and there are extreme levels of toxins exposure because you might be living in a very high density populated area. If you are in metro cities, then there's a lot of pollution. Then if your child is picky eater, means your child is eating deep fried food or maybe 1 or 2 or 5 food, that means there is a nutritional deficiency there. Then if you are using household chemicals like, Harpic, then Febreze, air fresheners, and floor cleaners, all of these things, laundry detergents, all of these things keeps piling up, okay? Previously, I remember when I was a kid, maybe a teenager, my mom used to use Nirala Bol Saban, okay? Nirala Bol Saban. I have seen my mom use Nirala Bol Saban for like 20 years, and then came Jet, the laundry powders, and then suddenly Tide and so many other things. So what happens is previously there was maybe 2 or 3 things in our laundry detergent or laundry soap, but now there are hundreds of things inside just these laundry pods, okay? Because when our moms used to wash clothes with their hand, we could use, the ball soaps. But now we have washing machines because our life is hectic. We don't have time to wash our clothes with hands. So we have washing machines, and, a Tide pod is actually easy. You go, you buy the Tide pods, you take one pod and you throw in the washing machine and it's done. Right. The thing is, I always say, convenience is the mother of all neurological disorder, all disease. Convenience is the mother of all disease. Okay, I hope this makes sense. Convenience is the mother of all disease, as in, if we always seek convenient ways of doing things, there is a need for shortcuts, and to overcome and for the companies to be able to deliver you the shortcuts, they need to use chemical. That's it. They need to use chemical. So previously, maybe our, school uniforms being dirty, the white ones that we used to wear. I remember my mom washing my pajamas like 2 times, like 3 times to make it shiny. So now she doesn't have, me as a mom, I don't wash my kids' white clothes with my hand like 2-3 times. What I do is I throw it in the washing machine, okay? And we use bleach. We use a lot of whitening chemicals. All of those things keeps adding up. And that's why your autism kid's body is suffering. It's not ready for the detoxification. And that's why both the removing of toxins or reducing chemical exposure is important. At the same time, increasing the body's detox potential is also very much important, okay? So the solution is for you to arm yourself with all the regular knowledge, all the knowledge that you need to have to be able to enhance the detox capacities and everything of your child's body, okay? Okay. So the truth is everybody is exposed on a daily basis to chemicals, okay? So what can I do? What you can do is you can start understanding and identifying where in your life you are using chemicals. I bet you will find chemicals in everywhere, okay? I bet you will find chemicals in everywhere in your life, but awareness is the step 1. I always say mindset is the gold, because if you have the mindset to work on it, you will find ways. If you have a mindset like a lazy person, like, oh my God, finding all these chemicals and doing things on my own, I cannot do it, then you won't find the solution. Okay? And here's another thing. Diet is the most important thing for you and your child. Diet. Because a lot of the toxins and chemicals comes through our food. A lot of the chemicals and toxins and byproducts are produced as a form of byproduct of digestion in your child's body. So if your child is eating food with chemical, plus at the same time your child's liver, kidney cannot break them down properly, then your child's general toxic load is pretty high. So some of my students, I would say a lot of my students sometimes say, oh, Apu, I have been following the, diet for like 3 months, for like 4 months. Yes, I am seeing improvement, but not the drastic improvement that I am, thinking of achieving. Here's the thing. If you want drastic attention, because I can see some of my students here live, okay? If you want drastic solution, improvement to your child's behavior, sleep, and all the issues that you are struggling, remove chemicals from your life as much as possible. It's not possible to be 100% toxin free. It's not possible. I'm not asking you to do that. What you have to do is you have to reduce as much as possible to the overall toxins, okay? So just diet is very important, but only diet is not going to do a lot of things. Our fourth pillar is lifestyle, holistic lifestyle. And in that pillar, we teach what things to buy, how to clean your, clothes, how to use, what sort of floor cleaners you should use and whatnot. So all of those things pile up, they add up, and then you can build yourself a really nice, low tox environment. Because I don't like aiming for non-tox, because it's not possible. I aim for low tox, okay? You might benefit more into aiming low tox, because here's the thing. When we start an option, for example, if it's New Year, first day, 31st night, what do? We plan some really big things for us in that year, but it has been found in many researches that only 15% of the New Year's resolution gets achieved. Can you imagine? 85% of our population fail to achieve the expectation. You know the number one reason for that? The number one reason is those people, they set too high expectations, they set too high goal, এত বড় বড় goal set up করে যেটা achieve করতে পারে না, that's why they give up. So don't put a very high goal for yourself and your child, because if you start with a very long journey, then you will get scared, you will get bored, you will feel overwhelmed, and you will stop. Going for a non-tox lifestyle, I would say, is kind of madness, because then you have to be extremely controlling and you cannot enjoy your life. It's very high stressful. So focus on low toxicity, okay? So here's the thing. I'm looking towards my right because I'm having this, information here written down from some of the big, researches done recently. Okay, I want to always bring recent research-based information to you guys. So here's the thing. Unfortunately, some doctors and many pharmaceutical companies, I'm sorry, I was a pharmacist myself, are skeptical of the idea. So pharmaceutical companies and doctors are skeptical of the idea that toxic substances are contributing to a lot of the diseases. So our doctors, our medical system, sometimes are not well equipped to have that mindset that yes, toxins are creating, because they themselves give us drugs which are toxic in nature, which are carcinogenic in nature, okay? So you yourself, don't wait for your doctor, don't wait for your pediatrician to guide you. You yourself needs to be that guideline. You yourself need to be your child's best advocate, because other than that, it's not possible for you to go into the recovery phase that we have been able to see, enjoy, inshallah, with our son, alhamdulillah. So the most important thing now is the information that I wanted to share with you guys. Okay, so what you can do for your child. Okay, all right. So far we have spoken about the chemical nature, about the toxins and everything. So as a recap, 80,000 man-made chemicals are released into the air every single year, and only 5,000 of them gets tested, even less than that. So if something has not been tested, the government cannot legislate that that company should not use that toxin, because there is no research. There is no research, because most of us, always look for research, right? So if there is no research that, for example, let's talk about mercury. So if there is no research that poop, let's talk about poop. If there is no research that poop is bad, it's not edible, there are some people who will eat the poop because there is no research on that. That's madness. Always looking and waiting for research is madness, because we have so much capacity of doing things, of being things. So here's the thing, 80,000 man-made chemicals are released every single year, and only less than 5,000 are tested. So about 75,000 chemicals are released into your soil, into your food, into your water, into the air that you are breathing, and your child's food, air, water, and less than 5,000 are tested. So we cannot even legislate, if that's a word. We cannot even force legislation if we don't have research to back it up, right? So rather than waiting for the proof, like final proof, yes, mercury is bad, cadmium is bad, all of this, low tox, non-tox things that we're using sometimes. For example, what's the thing, the latest craze? I keep forgetting things, okay? Non-stick pans. So when non-stick pans came, we were so happy because it's convenient. We don't have to wait for too long. Here's the thing. One single scratch of a non-stick pan releases 9,000 PFS into your child's food. One streak in a non-stick pan, if you're using non-stick pans, non-stick coated pan or anything, if there is a scratch in the surface of that pan, 9,000 chemicals will be released into the food. So that food is nothing but torture for your child's body and your body. We keep on getting exposed to food. We keep on exposing ourselves to chemicals because of convenience. We shared about convenience, right? And yet we keep on thinking, why am I feeling tired all the time? Why is my son not speaking? Why is my son not having focus? You can try hundreds of hours of therapies. Your child will not have eye focus until the brain starts to focus. You can spend thousands of dollars or taka on speech therapy or occupational therapy. It's not going to give you result until your child's brain centers, brain centers of speech, of movements, of balance, of cognitive development. If those centers of your child's body or brain is not generated, regenerated, pinged up, ready to roll, then no amount of therapies is gonna make your child talk, which is why 2/3 of nonverbal kids stay nonverbal. I hope you will not stay in that unawareness zone. 2/3 of nonverbal autism kids stay nonverbal. 2/3 of autism kids stay nonverbal. Why? Because we all blindly follow we went to a doctor, they they diagnose the child, they give us therapies, we go for therapy, one therapy center after another therapy center. And then what? And most interesting, some of the parents, they message me saying that, oh sister, I have spent most of my possessions and belongings in quest of my child's therapies. I have nothing to give you. And I'm like, you don't have to give me. You have to give to your child, because your child is your responsibility, not mine. Not mine. So you as a parent, you need to find out ways. You have to be resourceful. We have a tendency of giving up easily. We have a tendency of having excuses. But here's the thing. The reason why we give excuses is because our subconscious mind have blocks, which is why mindset is our number one pillar. And we work on the mindset first, and then we do the diet, then we do the detoxification, then the lifestyle, then the need-based parenting. That's how our kids, alhamdulillah, start speaking in 6 months, 8 months. Okay. So how can you yourself at home right now start leading the low tox lifestyle? Okay. The most important thing, remember, we have to reduce the exposure. We have to reduce the exposure of toxins and chemicals, and we have to build the body's potential to let go of all of those toxins and chemicals. Okay, so which means we have to build the detox systems of our child's body. Okay, so the first thing, reducing exposure. How can you reduce exposure? Please note them down. They are very important points for you. Okay, how can you reduce the exposure of chemicals? Number one, use low tox, non-tox products. Use not conventional product, natural, low tox, non-tox product. Number two, learn how to label read, because there are marketing scams all the time. The front, we usually buy something. Let's because I have this in my hand. So let's say this is a laundry detergent or a shampoo or a soap for my son. Okay, so usually what happens, the front cover, the front page of the product is what we usually read. The back usually has the ingredient list. We rarely read that because we don't even know what to look out for, right? So don't just read the marketing things like, oh, organic, low, no chemical added, blah blah blah. But when you turn over the product, you will see the ingredients, and if the ingredient has chemical names or names that you cannot even spell properly, you cannot even read, like hypoxy, methoxy, cellulose, like really big names, then that product is not for you, sister. Okay, not for your child. Okay. The third thing that you need to look out for is look for regeneratively grown produce, not just organic. Regeneratively grown produce. So regenerative farming is a concept which is actually very healthy. So regenerative means the soil is not depleted and there is no pesticide being used. There is no fertilizers being used. Everything grown naturally. And if you cannot find regeneratively grown produce, we have a solution. We use Purium brand. Okay, so our Purium brand is not my brand, not my company. So we follow Purium. Purium is a world-class company which produces regeneratively grown superfood. So those are not really supplements. Those are fruits and vegetables grown regeneratively, and their powders are being given to you in as little processing as possible. Okay, so very little processing, very high content of minerals and vitamins and all of the good things. So that's one thing that you can think about. If you are interested in to learn more about Purium, then let me know. I can do a live or bring Rachel again. So we do have one live which I have done with Rachel. It's available in the group. Go find that one and you can learn more about the product. Okay, so eat and feed your child regeneratively grown food and superfoods if possible. Okay, all right, so the fourth thing that you can do is cook your meal at home. Cook your meal at home. Cook your child's meal from scratch. Do not use seed oil. Use oils like, ghee, butter, coconut oil. Don't use seed oil like sunflower oil, soya bean oil, canola oil. Those are really highly processed oil and they are very bad for the brain. Very bad for the brain. Don't use, non-stick cooking pans. Find ceramic based one, or better still, the best cookwares are actually 100% stainless steel. And if you want to make that non-stick, you have to make sure you heat up the pan very high before you add your oil. Okay, there is a water bead test that you can find. The water bead test is if you heat up the pan very hot, and if you splash a little bit of water, the water should form little balls like mercury balls right away. So that tells you that the pan has become non-tox and stick. Okay, so please don't use the non-stick one. Cast iron pans are really great. Season them well, heat them up well, store them up well. Use natural soaps like soap nut, Rita. Okay, soap nuts are really great alternatives. Baking soda is a really cool thing. Okay, baking soda, love that. Use lemons as much as possible. Everything, starting from your drink to your pots and pans and all of those things. So these are all how to make, how to reduce the exposure. The next thing that I want to tell you guys is how to build your child's body for detoxification, okay? So number one, change the diet. Definitely. When you change the diet, your child's body is having less exposure to chemicals and toxins, and your child's body can digest the food properly, okay? Which is even further increasing your child's brain development. So for us in Autism Success Academy, we love grain-free Ayurvedic diet, and I have created a lot of videos on that. Please go watch them. #Tuesdays with Dr. T, or in my YouTube channel. Then you can find all of those information in one place. Okay. The second thing that you can do to help your child's body get stronger for detoxification is following some sort of detox protocol. Okay, so for our students, we have very in-depth custom made detox protocol. So we have our core products, we have our additional products and superfoods that we use for the child's to build the child's body for detox. So the detox organs are what? Liver, kidneys, lungs, intestine, skin. So any food or superfood or even supplement which is derived from fruits and vegetables, not from chemicals, okay? Anything that supports and strengthens the liver, strengthens the intestine, heals the gut is gonna be detoxified in nature, okay? Detoxified in nature. So use a detox protocol, and if you are somebody who wants, a support on the detox protocol, we still have Asia Summer School going on. It's a very small program, very affordable. You can join that one and we can teach you and we can give you your child's detox protocol, okay? The other thing that you can do is you have to build resilience for your child's detox channels. So detox channels are channels through which the body does detoxification. For example, sweating is a detox channel. Pooping is a detox channel. Peeing is a detox channel. Breathing out is a detox channel. Sweating, peeing, pooping, breathing out, all of those things are channels through which the body lets go of toxins, okay? If your child has constipation, then your child's body is not detoxifying properly. So we think once a day poop is okay. No. A healthy baby, a healthy human body poops 2 to 3 times a day. Not just one time. Healthy human body poops 2 to 3 times a day. Okay? So if your child is pooping once a day, that's not enough. And if your child is not pooping once a day, that's a red flag. like okay, work on your child's constipation. That's number one. Make sure your child is drinking a lot of fluids, coconut water, lemon water, or any detox juices that you can make. Okay, work on your child's gut healing. Give your child lots of probiotic rich food, which will assist in the detoxification process. Okay, I think I have a question. So Sharmina Pu asks, we tried cast iron, but it's very hard to maintain. Any other suggestions? Okay, so I personally have seen cast iron is not actually very hard to maintain if you know what to look out for. So I buy cast iron. When I use cast iron, I make sure that the pan or the pot is high enough, and then I add a little bit of oil, okay, or oil. When you cook, do not use hard utensils. For example, steel utensils. Steel chamuch use korben na, okay? Don't use hard utensils. And after cooking, don't clean the pot right away. This is number one problem we do. Even if we are using non-stick pans, we right away, let's say we have finished cooking, we put the fry pan in under the sink, we put some water, and then that's the problem. So when a pan is really hot and then you pour water, what happens is you are fasting the cooling down process. So let's say something is heated up, the cast iron or whatever that you are cooking with. Let's say the iron is really hot. So hot metals expand. When you give water, it tries to contract, right? So when very high heat goes to very low heat very fast, cholta uthe jay. Then what happens is the layers in the surface, they separate out. They separate out. That's why it's hard to maintain, cast iron. So if you want opposite, as I said, 100% stainless steel is very good. You don't have to maintain anything. Just make sure that you heat up the pan really high and then you use the oil. Then you can make it non-stick. If you want to shallow fry something, you want it to be non-sticky, then heat up the stainless steel pan really high, put a little bit of water splash, and then see if the water is becoming balls of water, then it's ready to be non-stick. Okay? If you guys have any more questions, let me know. So let me recap. So to reduce exposure, we need to lead a low tox, non-tox lifestyle. We need to find products that are low tox, non-tox. We need to be able to learn and identify chemicals, ingredients. Good morning, Lynn. Chemicals and ingredient list. Okay. Let me know in the comment if you would love for me to show you products, and how to read labels. Then I can make future video on that, and I think it will be really awesome. So let me know in the comments if you would like for me to teach you how to read labels and whatnot. Okay, so that's one thing. The other thing is find regeneratively grown food for your child at least. Okay, and if you cannot find regeneratively grown food, there are some really great companies which has regeneratively grown fruits and vegetables in powder forms and liquid forms. One of them is Purium. We love working with them. Our students love working with them. Okay, so if you want those, let me know in the comment as well. The third thing that you can do is cook homemade food. Homemade, lovingly cooked food with natural oils, oils as in seedless oil, not seed oil. No soybean oil, no sunflower oil, no seed oils, please, because seed oils are very much bad for your child's body and brain, okay? Use natural fats. Animal fats are very good. Animal fats are not bad. The reason why your child is tingtinga, shukna patka, is because your child does not have enough fat in the body. We are told fat is bad. Fat is not bad. Fat is not bad. Okay? Fat is not bad. Fat is actually good. And by the way, 92% of your child's brain is made of fat and cholesterol. Your child's brain is made of cholesterol. Cholesterol শুনো তো ভয় পেয়ে যান. Cholesterol is very much important for your child's brain. So if you don't feed your child cholesterol-rich food, how is his brain gonna develop? Tell me. What we are doing is we are feeding our child nuggets. Nugget doesn't have cholesterol. It has trans fat. Okay, it has trans fat. And then we are feeding them chips and colas and highly processed food. Those things does not have the nutrition. They have a lot of chemicals and toxins, okay? Lynn, good question. Avocado oil. I personally don't want avocado oil because avocado oil comes from not the flesh but the seed. Okay? Yes, avocado oils are usually better than sunflower and other oil. I would say stick with ghee, butter, coconut oil, extra virgin olive oil. Okay? Walaikum assalam apu, I'm very good, alhamdulillah. Okay? Stick with these 4 things and then you are good to go. Okay? Alright, so the next thing that we spoke about was how to build your child's detoxification systems. I have spoken about the detox channels, which are pooping, peeing, sweating, breathing out. Okay? So make sure your child is pooping 2 to 3 times a day. That's normal. 2 to 3 times a day pooping is not abnormal. It's normal. 1 time a day pooping is abnormal. And no pooping a day is red flag. Okay? If your child is not pooping regularly, please make him poop. Okay? But not with Miralax. Not with Miralax, Restoralax, whatever laxative. Not with them. Prunes, gut health, probiotics, those are really great for your child's pooping system, okay? The next thing that I spoke about was diet change, because if your child is eating high fried, highly processed grains, then your child's body cannot detoxify properly. Your child needs all natural fruits and vegetables, okay? All right, and the last thing that I spoken about was try to implement some sort of detox protocol under observation from professionals. And we currently have summer school going on. Our summer school will be available until 30th September, and then you can keep on working through us. Okay, it will go on 30th September, means enrollment for summer school will be until September 30th, but the classes will keep on going for the next 3 months as well. Okay, so don't worry about it. What we teach in the summer school is just a fraction of our total protocol, just a small part. So in that we teach about the diet change, and then we also give you detox protocol for your child. So if you are interested in that, it's very affordable. It's $755. When we started, it was $555. Okay, now it's a little bit more. So if you want scholarship or help with that, let me know as well. But in general, your child's brain is not developing properly because your child is being bombarded with chemicals and toxins all day long. And those are coming from the food, from the water or drink, from the air, from the soil, from the products that we are using on his body to clean his clothes, to clean the home and all of those things. Yes, it's mind-boggling, but it's totally doable. You don't have to set very high expectations and goals. Set small goals. So for example, today after the call, go to your pantry and donate all the processed junk food. After a few days, go to your kitchen and donate all the I again forgot. Donate all the non-stick pans. After a few days, go to a good shop and then find some low tox detergent powder. Then after a few days, change the toiletries. Then after a few days, change this and that. That's how you build up. You don't have to start this right away. It means from today onwards, you're throwing everything from the pantry, you are throwing everything from the, it's not going to work. You will overwhelm yourself and then you will stop. That's how 85% of human beings don't achieve their goals that they set every new year. I don't want you to be that 85%. I know mindset is the gold, Mindset is the key. If you have the mindset to work on yourself and your child, that will help your child become the best version of himself. So over here, we are not saying we are curing autism. It's not possible because autism is not a disease. Autism itself is not bad or a disability. The problems, the struggles that comes because of the lifestyle, the food and the diet and all of those things causes the child to have disabilities. That's how it becomes a disability. Your child can have autism and still be successful. You know, one of our friends here, Sharmin Apu, her child is on the spectrum and she's doing mashallah fabulous. I love seeing that kid's drawings and paintings and creativity. Okay? Your child, my son, has autism, but he's still living a very independent life. But does that mean he doesn't have weirdness? Yes, he has. He has a lot of weirdness in him. Sometimes if he keeps on speaking, he don't know how to stop. And if I try to stop him, he gets angry. A neurotypical kid would not have done that, but a neurodiverse does. So this is the difference. I don't have to take the autism out of my child. No, I don't have to do that. What I have to do is remove and take the struggles out of the child. That's it. If your child cannot speak, work on the speech development. And speech development happens when brain develops. No amount of therapies is going to give him the speech. Very few kids start speaking with speech therapies. I'm not saying therapies are bad. The process itself is not capable enough. Just like our medical system does not accept toxins are bad all the time, most of the time, that's the same thing. So we have to equip ourselves with the knowledge and we have to make choices, because if we go for convenience, shortcut, you are doomed. It's easy to take your child to a therapy center and wait outside and gab with your friends. It's easy to say, oh my God, I'm poor, I don't have money, I don't know what to do. It's easy to buy convenience food, frozen pizzas. It's easy to give in to your child's demands of bad food and junk food. But after 2 years, after 5 years, after 10 years, after 15 years, 30 years, your child will still be a child, a man child or a girl child. And, burden on herself or himself and on yourself and also on the society. We don't want that. Your child can have autism. At the same time, your child can be successful. It's not mutually exclusive. It's possible to be mutually inclusive. Okay. So I hope today's, live had a lot of information for you guys. Come back, rewatch, take notes, start implementation. Okay. Because implementation is key. You can, listen and watch all the great podcasts, all the great lives. But if you don't take action, it's not going to give you any help. Okay. So last thing is I have Sharmina Pus commented, I made total GFCF clean cake for her birthday yesterday. And she was super happy. Alhamdulillah. It's never depriving them. It's helping them. Decorated her cake with arts and paintings, her favorite characters, and she was the happiest girl. It's all possible. We think birthday cakes mean it has to be sugar, it has to be color, it has to be... No. Sharmina Abu herself has, made her own birthday cake, and it's totally possible. It's totally possible. A big reason for us saying that I cannot do this, I cannot follow this is because we ourselves don't have a strong body. We ourselves eat trashy food, so our energy is less, and also our mindset. Both of the things, our food and our broken mindset keeps